Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. On today's episode of me talking about 7 things, I will be expounding upon the idea of having a USA versus World Excel challenge. Before I continue, link below are some surveys. There's the Largados y Pelotas Excel survey and the Last One Standing survey. Please fill those out if you haven't already, and if you don't, that's fine. I'm hoping to get at least 200 responses on my Last One Standing survey by October 31st. I have 198 right now, so hopefully we can get to that 200 mark. Anyway, back to the video. We have the idea for a USA versus World Excel challenge. This idea has been floating around a little bit on the Facebook groups, and I thought I would take that idea, inject some more of my ideas into it, and also include a list of survivalists that will hopefully participate or would be good casting choices for the season. And there was the USA versus World episode with Jesse, Brandon, Jamie, and Beverly, with Jesse and Jamie completing the challenge. Jesse and Jamie I put on other wish lists, so I added a whole bunch of new people. There is one individual that I included on my Devil's Canyon wish list because he said he would like to take on a challenge there. And he also mentioned on Facebook how, people are saying they're retired but end up coming back. So he's like, I'm retired, in the hopes of being chosen to come back. So I'm like, why not throw his name into the mix for this? And also with the versus the world idea, maybe it can be expounded upon more, or there could be more countries involved, and it's not just USA versus the world, but it could be like Brazil versus the world, Latin America versus the world, UK versus the world, where the majority of the cast is from the first country mentioned, and then the world could just be a bunch of other people from different countries, similar to how they do on RuPaul's Drag Race, UK versus the world and Canada versus the world. But right now, this is USA versus World Excel, and soon I will be going over the 16 survivalists that I chose to be a part of this season. It's going to be great, I promise. Hopefully some of these individuals can be casted. For the United States of America, we have Jared, Julia, Miranda, and Sam. Jared is the one who is saying how he is quote-unquote retiring from Naked and Afraid in the hopes that he could be asked back for another challenge. And so, hey, why not bring him back for another challenge? He worked well with Rusty and Chini to get through his 21-day challenge. And so it would be great to see him come back and use his skill sets on a 40-day challenge. And we have Julia, Miranda, and Sam, who are all on season 17. Julia is Trish's daughter, who we just saw on Last One Standing. And Julia wants to get just as many days as her mom, and so a 40-day challenge is a good step in that direction. And Julia did well on both of her challenges. She caught an iguana with her bare hands on her 21-day challenge. Miranda has been mentored by Stephen Lee Hall Jr., so she has a lot of the techniques to get through the physical and emotional challenges that are associated with an Excel. So with her knowledge, she would be a good asset to the group. And we have Sam, who is very strong and also brings a good survival skill set, and he'll be very helpful around camp and making sure everyone is safe and doing the thing. Next up, we have Canada and South Africa. We have Sunny and Elise from season 17, and we have Harvey and Victor. Victor has been dubbed Handsome Santa. And another word was used to describe him, but I'll let everyone listen to Malu Beyonce's Oh Heck Nah podcast to figure out what she calls him. But, Victor is a handsome Santa. And Sunny and Elise, as I said, were on season 17, and they both made it through their 21-day challenges. Elise was on a mentoring challenge with Gabby and Kai, so she probably has a lot of knowledge to give to the group. Sunny powered through the challenge because the location that she was in was really tough, but she made it through. Harvey is also a very strong survivalist, and he did well on his 21-day challenge. And Victor is a good motivator, and he's also a medic, and he's been in front of and behind the camera, so he knows what production wants and what production is looking for, and has skill sets that will help aid this group. And hopefully the 4 of them would work well together. I don't see why they wouldn't, and they would do well in this challenge. The question is, where will they go? Because some of them have been to Colombia, some of them have been to Africa, and I can't remember where Victor's challenge location was, but I think it was somewhere in South America. But oh well, we'll put them somewhere and they'll all work together. It'll be great. Next up, we have Australia, New Zealand, Norway, and the UK. We have Brittany, Ken, Stephen, and Alexa. And I say New Zealand for Alexa because she was born in New Zealand, but she lives in Australia full time. So I didn't want to say Australia, but someone saying actually she's a Kiwi. But, it'll be fun to listen to her and Brittany's accents because Australian and New Zealand have cool accents. Ken is super, super strong, and he will be very helpful in carrying the large logs and boulders that one needs in a survival situation. And Steven is one of the 3 survivalists from the UK, but Steven is the only one who hasn't attempted a 40-day challenge before. So it'd be great to see him put his skills to the test. He teaches survival skills, so he knows what he's doing. He did a really good job on his challenge, and he also dealt with a lot of bug bites. His body was covered in bug bites like 5 minutes after he was inserted into the challenge, so he is a very tough individual. Alexa is an athlete, and she's really strong, and she did well on her challenge. And Brittany also teaches survival skills. And so I think they'll all bring their survival skills together, and their personalities might not clash that much. And so it'll be interesting to see these 4 attempt this challenge. And finally, we have Brazil and Latin America. We have 3 survivalists from Largados y Pelados and 1 survivalist from Supervivencia al Desnudo. I'm hoping they can all communicate with one another. I don't know how close Portuguese and Spanish are to one another for them to understand, or if they can communicate. I'm hoping they can. I really don't want it to be another lost in translation situation where people just don't understand and they're all at a disadvantage with one another, or Pablo is at a disadvantage from the other 3 because he speaks Spanish and the other 3 speak Portuguese. And so I have chosen Andresa, Renee, Erica, and Pablo for this challenge. There are a lot of individuals from Largados y Pelados I could choose, but I narrowed it down to these 3. And there are a lot of good survivalists from Supervivencia al Desnudo, but I chose Pablo because Renee and Pablo both got electric eels on their challenge. Erica is a very tough individual and is really good in leadership roles. And Andresa, from what I saw from Largados y Pelados season 3, she didn't seem to struggle that much. Well, she struggled in the normal sense, but there was never a moment I was like, oh, I don't think she's going to make it. She and Adriana did a really good job. And so it would be great to see some international spin-off representation, and hopefully they can all communicate with everyone once they're all mixed together. And, they're all tough individuals, and the Largados y Pelados and Supervivencia al Desnudo should get their own XLs. But if the only way is for them to be on the regular Naked and Afraid XL, then I hope that some of them can be brought on. And so there we have our 16 survivalists. We have Jared, Julia, Miranda, Sam, Sunny, Elise, Harvey, Victor, Brittany, Ken, Steven, Alexa, Andresa, Renee, Erica, and Pablo. All strong survivalists in their own right. All bring their own sets of skills to the challenge. All have only completed one 21-day challenge. As far as I know, they'd all be willing to come back for a 40-day challenge. If not, I'm sure I could replace a few people, but the US has 4 survivalists. Everyone else has 1 to 3, so it'll be interesting to see US versus everyone else. I think that the individuals that I put together would work really well together. Maybe not too much drama, but I think there could be some drama here and there, but not enough to where you're like, oh, I don't like the way this makes me feel. It's kind of like too dark, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully all 16 can have a chance to complete an XL challenge. Maybe Largados y Pelados and Supervivencia al Desnudo will get their own spinoffs, but if Naked and Afraid decides to bring some of the international survivalists to an XL, the 4 that I chose are good candidates. There's also many survivalists from seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Largados y Pelados that can come on, and also Supervivencia al Desnudo, but that's probably a different video for a different time. But there you have it. Naked and Afraid XL USA versus the world. It could be cool to have a USA versus the world, a UK versus the world, a Canada versus the world, Latin America, Brazil, South Africa versus the world. And I think I got a good mix of countries in there, and it'll be a lot of fun accents, and maybe this could be an idea that sticks. So hopefully this will be a chance to introduce the audience to more international survivalists. And it'll also be a fun twist that everyone will like and not be like, what? That's weird. I don't like this. Meh. This is a weird gimmick kind of thing. But who knows? But thank you all so much for listening. Please like, comment nice things, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day/night. Okay. Bye-bye.